You've got this great idea for an AI video. You type it in. You hit generate. And, well, it's a mess.
Yeah, a total mess.
Your main character's face just keeps morphing. It turns into someone else entirely in the background.
Right.
The visual style feels incredibly chaotic. What was supposed to be cinematic looks like a complete and utter accident. We have all been there.
It's incredibly frustrating. You kind of feel like you're playing a slot machine. You just pull the lever and hope.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are breaking down a step-by-step guide. We're exploring exactly how to build AI video from scratch. We are looking at a specific three-tool sequence. We're talking Claude AI, ChatGPT, and Google Flow.
That's the stack.
This sequence guarantees consistent, highly cinematic results. It's really about moving from total randomness to actual directorial control.
Right. It really is a mindset shift. We need to understand why those initial generations turn into chaotic messes.
Yeah.
It's honestly not about writing a better, more complex prompt. It is entirely about the sequence of events.
The sequence. Let's unpack that.
The fundamental rule is this. You must build your visuals as static images first.
Okay.
You have to do this before animating anything at all. Generating static images is much faster. It's also significantly cheaper than generating video.
You know, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Oh, yeah.
Watching my character morph into a totally different person halfway through a scene, it is a really helpless feeling.
Absolutely. Everyone experiences that prompt drift initially.
It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. You need a solid, unmoving base before you add the moving pieces.
Exactly.
If you build on a shaky foundation, the whole scene just collapses.
Yeah.
But why is that? Why is fixing a mistake in a video so much harder than in a static image?
Because video multiplies variables across time. Static images isolate those variables. Think about what a video actually is.
Right.
A standard film runs at 24 frames per second. If you generate a 10-second clip, the AI isn't just making one picture.
It's making 240 pictures.
Exactly, 240 distinct images. And here is the truly difficult part for the AI. It has to remember what happened in frame 1. It has to apply that exact memory to frame 2. Then it has to guess what naturally happens in frame 3.
That is an immense computational burden. The system has to maintain the physics of a moving scene.
It is massive. Eventually, the machine drops the ball. The math just gets too heavy.
Yeah.
It forgets the color of the character's jacket. It forgets the exact lighting angle on the coffee cup.
Wow.
But an image generator only has to solve one single frame. It concentrates all its processing power on that exact moment. You get a highly detailed, perfectly accurate picture.
So video multiplies the chaos across time. Images isolate the problem entirely.
Exactly. It pins the butterfly to the board, so to speak. You lock in the exact visual style. You fix the characters' faces.
Right.
You perfect the lighting before a single frame actually moves.
Which means we need a rock-solid textual blueprint to start.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the first tool in this sequence. We're talking about Claude AI.
Right. Before you even look at an image generator, before you open a video tool, you need a very clear, structured plan.
Yeah.
Claude AI handles this entire blueprint stage.
The guide we are looking at uses a very specific example. It starts with a remarkably simple story. A father and daughter escape a sudden volcano eruption. They are driving around desperately searching for gas to survive.
It's a great example. It has inherent tension, but visually it's very contained.
But let me push back on that a bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't giving the AI a highly complex story make for a richer video?
Yeah.
Like if I want a sprawling sci-fi epic, shouldn't my premise be sprawling too?
It sounds counterintuitive, but no. A simple premise is actually much better here. Think about how the AI processes text tokens.
Okay.
If you give the AI a complex novel with 10 subplots, it won't know what visual elements to prioritize. Its attention gets scattered.
It loses focus on the actual scene.
Precisely. 2 characters and 1 clear goal is perfect. It allows the AI to extract very clear visual directions. It knows exactly who to light and what they're doing.
Keep the core idea incredibly simple so the AI can extract clear visual directions.
Beat. That's the secret. So you take that simple story to Claude, then you create an AI video prompt skill.
Let's define that. For someone new to this, what is an AI video prompt skill?
Simply put, a saved instruction file for repeated AI tasks.
So you aren't just typing into a blank chat box every time.
Exactly. You are setting up a permanent framework. You tell Claude how to behave as a master video director.
Nice.
You load this skill automatically whenever you want to make a video. It saves you from constantly explaining the rules to the AI.
What are we actually instructing Claude to do with this skill? What are the outputs we need?
This skill demands three very distinct things from your simple story. It forces Claude to break the story down systematically. First, it generates a design sheet prompt.
A design sheet. Kind of like concept art for a movie.
Right, exactly like concept art. This prompt outlines the characters, the core environment, and the color palette. It establishes the visual rules. Second, Claude generates a storyboard prompt. This breaks the story down into specific camera angles for each shot.
Close-ups, wide shots, panning description.
Yes, it acts as the cinematographer. Third, it generates individual video prompts for every single scene. These are highly detailed instructions for the final animation phase.
So Claude gives us this perfect structured text. We have the design sheet prompt, the storyboard prompt, and the video prompts.
Yeah.
But text isn't a movie. We need to actually visualize these blueprints.
This is where we transition to the second stage. This is where ChatGPT comes in to lock in the visual style.
We're moving from planning to actual image generation.
You open ChatGPT. Specifically, you want to use the DALL-E 3 image generation feature inside it. Your first move is creating that master design sheet.
We paste the design sheet prompt that Claude just wrote for us.
You do. But the guide emphasizes a crucial addition here. You must manually add a specific phrase to the end.
Okay.
You type, high detail, wide format, every element clearly visible.
Why those exact words? It sounds like an arbitrary magic spell. Why not just say, make it look good?
Because diffusion models can be lazy. If you just say, make it look good, the AI focuses on aesthetics.
Right.
It might use heavy shadows to look cinematic. It might blur the background for an artistic depth of field.
Which hides the actual details we need.
Precisely. We are building a reference document, not a final piece of art. Those specific words force the AI to prioritize spatial clarity.
Makes sense.
We need flat, even lighting. We need to see the character's exact face. We need to clearly see the buckle on their backpack. This image is the anchor for everything else.
So you get this design sheet back, you look it over, but what happens if ChatGPT gets a small detail wrong? Say the daughter's backpack is the wrong color, or a photograph on the table is facing the wrong way. The instinct is to just rewrite the whole prompt and try again.
That is the biggest mistake people make. Do not rewrite the whole prompt.
Why not?
Because rewriting changes the underlying seed noise. The AI will generate a completely different image from scratch.
Oh, wow.
The lighting will change, the faces will change. You lose all the good stuff just to fix one tiny detail.
So how do you fix it without destroying the image?
You add one specific localized correction sentence. If the photograph is wrong, you literally just type, only the back of the photograph is visible.
You just replied to the image with that one sentence.
Yes. The AI understands localized constraints much better. It keeps the original context window intact. It just surgically alters that one specific element you mentioned.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Why not just skip this design sheet entirely?
Okay.
If we have the text prompts, why not generate the storyboard right away?
Because without that visual anchor, the AI is just guessing.
Yeah.
It will hallucinate a new visual style for every single panel.
The dreaded prompt drift again.
Exactly. In panel 1, your character is wearing a clean blue jacket. In panel 2, it's suddenly a dirty denim vest.
Right.
The lighting shifts from overcast to bright sunlight. It looks amateurish.
The design sheet is the exact visual anchor keeping the AI from hallucinating.
It absolutely is. So once that design sheet is perfectly locked in, once the characters look exactly right, then and only then do you generate the storyboard.
You take the storyboard prompt Claude wrote earlier.
Yeah.
You paste it into ChatGPT.
But here is the critical step. You must attach that perfect design sheet image to the prompt. You are literally feeding the image back into the AI.
Okay.
You tell ChatGPT to match those exact characters and colors.
You're giving it visual reference, not just text.
Yes. And you add one more specific phrase here. You type, high detail, each panel clearly separated and readable.
Because a storyboard is a grid of multiple images.
Right. It's usually a 2x6 grid, 12 panels total. If the AI blends the borders of those panels together, it becomes a mess.
Yeah.
You need clean, distinct shots because you will be isolating them soon.
We're going to take a quick pause right here.
Don't go anywhere.
And we are back. So far, we have planned our text in Claude. We have locked in our visual style with a design sheet in ChatGPT. And we just generated a perfectly consistent 12-panel storyboard. Everything matches.
You have a comic book version of your film. It is static, but it is visually perfect.
Now comes the magic. We finally breathe life into it. We're moving to the third tool, Google Flow.
This is the animation phase. Google Flow uses an underlying technology called VO3,
Let's define VO3 for the listener.
an AI engine that turns static images into moving clips.
Simple enough. How do we actually use it?
You take that full 12-panel storyboard image, you upload that single image file directly into Google Flow.
Okay.
Then you paste those 12 specific video prompts, the ones Claude wrote for us back in stage 1.
So we are giving Flow the static visual grid plus the text instructions of how things should move.
Exactly. And you add a master instruction to the top of the prompt. You tell Flow, generate a scene using shots in the uploaded film storyboard sequence.
The guide mentions adding one more strict constraint here. You have to explicitly tell the AI no subtitles and no music. Why do we need to specify that? We obviously want sound and text in our final video eventually, right?
We do. But AI video generators have a really bad habit. If they try to generate audio or text alongside the video, it bakes it directly into the file.
It's permanently attached to the visuals.
Yes. AI-generated text often looks like alien gibberish. It hallucinates weird letters. AI-generated music might have tempo changes you hate.
That makes sense.
If that audio is baked into your raw video file, you cannot separate it later. You ruin your nonlinear editing options.
Blank audio and clean frames give you total control during the final edit. Exactly. Keep the raw footage as clean as possible so you hit generate and Flow goes to work.
It processes the grid.
It does. And
Yeah.
imagine turning a flat 12-panel grid into 15 seconds of cinematic motion instantly.
Yeah.
It analyzes the spatial relationships in the static image. It calculates the temporal consistency required to make it move. It just blows my mind every time I see it work. It's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah.
You are taking a flat, static comic strip and getting a living, breathing movie out of it.
Absolutely.
It feels like something straight out of a sci-fi novel. But wait, we have 12 distinct panels, and Flow generates a 15-second clip. That math is pretty tight.
It is very tight, averaging just over 1 second per shot.
Some of those shots must flash by incredibly quickly.
They absolutely do. Some shots will feel rushed. Occasionally, the AI might even skip a panel entirely if the transition is too complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that is okay. This initial generation is basically an animatic. It is a rough cut. It shows you the overall pacing and flow.
So you watch this rough 15-second clip. What are we looking for?
You are checking for temporal consistency. Do the warm orange tones of the volcano ash stay consistent into the final gas station scene? Does the camera pan smoothly?
If it feels too fast, or if a transition is jarring, how do we fix it? We aren't in a traditional editing timeline here.
Flow has a feature called the Describe Your Edits box. It uses natural language processing to adjust the timeline. You literally just type, smooth the transition between each shot, or you type, maintain consistent pacing throughout the video.
You just ask it nicely to fix the edit.
Exactly. The engine recalculates the latent space between the frames. It generates new transitional frames to smooth out the motion.
Wow.
It adjusts the pacing without changing the core visual assets you establish.
That is incredible control. You are directing the edit with text.
And because you did the hard work in stage 1 and 2, because you built that perfect design sheet.
Right.
The final motion clip maintains its integrity. The characters look right. The lighting matches. It feels intentional.
The Claude to ChatGPT to Flow pipeline is undeniably powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone uses those specific tools. Maybe they don't have access. Maybe the subscription costs for 3 different premium AI services are just too high.
That is a very valid concern. Generating images and video at scale gets expensive quickly.
The beauty of this specific framework is its modularity. The tools are completely swappable. Let's dig into the tool belt. What are the alternatives for stage 1, the prompt writing phase?
If you don't want to use Claude, Gemini is a fantastic alternative.
Okay.
Google's Gemini has a very capable free tier. It handles large context windows beautifully, which is great for building those skills.
What about Grok?
Grok is another great option for the text phase. It is incredibly fast.
Yeah.
It also has fewer safety restrictions, which can be helpful if your story involves action or conflict that other AIs might mistakenly flag as inappropriate.
Okay, what about stage 2, generating the static images? We need tools that excel at building consistent design sheets.
Ideogram is a phenomenal alternative to ChatGPT and Dale E3.
Why Ideogram specifically?
2 reasons. First, it is currently the best in the market at rendering visible text accurately.
Oh, nice.
If your scene requires a neon sign or a newspaper headline, Ideogram nails it. Second, it has unique built-in tools for maintaining strict character consistency across different prompts.
Any other image alternatives?
Leonardo AI. It has an amazing free tier. It gives you an incredible amount of granular control over the artistic style.
Okay.
If you want a highly stylized, painted look rather than photorealism, Leonardo is brilliant.
Now for the heavy hitter. Stage 3, the video generation. This is almost always the most computationally expensive step. What can we use instead of Google Flow and VO3?
Kling 3.0 is a massive contender right now.
I have seen a lot of clips from Kling online. This looks very cinematic.
It is. Kling 3.0 handles physics simulations remarkably well. Water splashing, smoke billowing. It's often cheaper than enterprise solutions, and the quality is stunning.
What else is out there for video?
Pixverse C1 is another strong option. It is specifically optimized for taking storyboard reference panels and translating them into consistent motion.
Good to know.
And if you are on a strict $0 budget, Lua AI is perfect for completely free experimentation.
So you have all these clips, but we still need to put it all together. We need to add the music and subtitles we avoided earlier.
For final editing, CapCut is the dominant choice for creators.
Right.
It's free, incredibly intuitive, and there is no watermark if you use the desktop version. If you want Hollywood-level control, DaVinci Resolve offers professional color grading.
Yeah.
It is a massive, complex program, but the base version is entirely free.
And obviously Adobe Premiere if you are already in that ecosystem. But let me ask you this. If we swap out the software, if we use Gemini instead of Claude and Kling instead of Flow, does the quality of this specific sequence degrade? Does the magic disappear?
Not at all. The discipline of the sequence is what creates the quality. It is absolutely not about the specific brand of AI.
It's the architecture of the workflow.
Precisely. The AI models will change. A new tool will launch next week that makes VO3 look old. But the logic of the pipeline remains.
Right.
You must build the textual blueprint first. You must lock in the static image second. You only animate as the absolute final step.
The sequence is universal, even if the exact software you decide to use changes. 2-sec silence.
That is the big takeaway here.
Building an AI video from scratch feels like magic. When you watch a finished, high-quality AI film, it looks like a miracle of prompting. But it isn't magical prompting at all.
No, it's just a structured process.
It is about having a clear, methodical sequence. You start with a simple story. You let the text tool structure your prompts. You build your static visuals to anchor the AI. Only then do you hit the animate button.
Each tool handles one specific job. You isolate the variables, you fix problems while they are still flat images.
Because fixing a moving target is nearly impossible.
Exactly. You become a director, carefully setting up the shot. You stop being a gambler just pulling the slot machine lever.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought to chew on today. We have been talking about this specific AI video workflow. But think about your own workflows outside of video creation.
Oh, it applies to almost everything.
It really does. Think about analytical business projects or writing code or even designing a presentation. This methodology, building the design sheet first, is universal. How often do we rush to the final moving product? We jump straight into the execution phase, blindly because it feels productive. We try to animate our ideas before we have actually designed them.
We skip the blueprint because we want to see the house.
Exactly. And then we spend twice as long fixing structural errors that never should have happened.
Right.
Next time you start a complex new project, stop and ask yourself, did I build my static design sheet first? Or am I just hoping the sequence works itself out? Thank you for joining the deep dive. We will see you next time.